Wonderhussy here. Apologies if I look a little rough, but it's early in the morning and I just spent the night here on the shores of rapidly vanishing Lake Mead. That's right, this is the state of Lake Mead as of January 7th, 2023. That's the day I'm shooting this video. It's a gorgeous day, perfectly still. There's folks camped all over the place here, and that includes me and my buddy Daryll. You might remember Daryll from my video about the Lake Tahoe hot spring that I kayaked to. Well, he's got kayaks, he's got a paddleboard, and he found something very interesting in Lake Mead a couple weeks ago. I'll let him tell you what it is, but boy howdy, when he told me about it, I said, I gotta go out there and see for myself. So let's get in the car and drive down to the point and get on that frigid water. All right, here we are, right out on the edge of the beautiful lake. Daryll, first of all, thank you for bringing your kayak out for me to use.
Of course.
So you're going out on a paddleboard and I'm going in a kayak.
Yes.
Water's gonna be cold, huh?
Yes, very.
But it'll be worth it because what you found is cool, huh?
Yeah.
Well, tell us about what you found, Daryll.
A couple weeks ago, I was camping right on this point and just about...
Undisclosed location?
Undisclosed location.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and just off this point, there's a car.
A car?
Underwater.
What kind of car?
Crazy. Well, I'm not a car guy.
Oh, okay.
But I'm thinking it's late 1920s, 30s.
A 20s or 30s car submerged in Lake Mead, and the only way you can see it is what? The lake's so low now?
The lake is so low. It's probably about 7 feet of water by now, I guess.
This car is only in 7 feet of water?
Yeah. And at that time, whenever it was left out here, at one point when this dam was built and the lake formed, this area we're at probably would have been under at least, I don't know, 100 feet of water or
100 feet of water. More. So where we're standing right now, all of this was underwater.
This was underwater.
And so this car that you found, which is...
you can see the ridges.
Oh yeah, you can
on
see,
the
you
hills
can.
Where the water lines were.
So where those people are camped way up there, water, that would have been the beach.
Would have been the beach, or maybe even underwater. I don't know.
Okay, so this car that you found, which is like way out here...
So, yeah.
That would have been under like 80 feet of water. Okay, wow. So assuming this car is from like the 20s, 30s, well, this lake wasn't even dammed and became a lake until what, 1930?
Early 30s, 32, something like that. They built the dam, I think, and then it took a while for the lake to fill up.
Right. And so there was all those people living right up yonder in St. Thomas Ghost Town, which I made a video about. You can check that out. It could be a car belonging to one of them.
Maybe.
It could be some various mafia related things. Well, when there's a lot of car people who watch this channel, and when they see the car, hopefully you'll be able to see from the footage we get, you can tell us what year it's from. So even like say it was a 1930s car, well, people were still driving 30s cars in the 40s, which is when the mafia presence established itself here in Vegas. So it could be mafia related, we don't know, but we're gonna get in these sea-going vessels and go find out.
We don't have grog, though.
Oh, you forgot the grog! Oh, God, this water is going to be so cold. So you're saying that the water actually went up since you were here last time?
So, yeah. So that little boat out there, the water was a lot farther out there than that.
Really? So we got rain a couple days ago. That filled up the lake, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Possible early snow melt.
Oh, right on. Yeah, look at that. Lake Mead coming back. Ugh. All this rain might have been good for the lake levels, but it's making conditions a little bit muddy, unfortunately. I think I'm going to have to take off my flip-flops to launch this kayak. All right, here we go. Don't worry, there'll be some badass music over this B-roll of you. Oh man, what a beautiful morning to be out here on the lake. For all you doom and gloom naysayers, there is still a lake. Yeah, it's low, but well, I guess the upside of it being low is all kinds of fun stuff is emerging from the murky and mysterious depths. So Daryl's going ahead because he's got the coordinates pinned on his map. He's a smart feller like that. So with any luck, we should make it to this submerged car by nightfall. Oh, is the water more murky because of the rain? Daryll says because of the rain, the water's murkier than it was when he found the car. So I don't know. We either might not be able to find it at all, and if we find it, well, we might not be able to see it as well. Is this about where it was? Huh.
Usually you can see bottom on the side.
Oh, you can usually see the bottom, and, well, you sure can't today. Because you were able to touch it with your paddle last time, right?
I was able to hit the tire.
Oh, you were able to hit the tire.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So, let's keep searching.
Is this the GPS coordinate?
This is pretty much it.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Wasn't just gonna jump right out at us.
Yeah, of course. Nothing worth finding is easy to find. Oh man, it'd be just my luck to come all the way out here, spend the night, and then not be able to find the dang car! Gosh, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not super familiar with the waters of Lake Mead. I haven't been out on Lake Mead in a kayak ever, I don't think. So I don't know how clear they can be, but they sure aren't clear now. Can't see a dang thing. Daryl's over there looking at the coordinates on his cell phone, making sure he's in the right spot. Golly, I don't want him to feel bad about this. It's not his fault. And even if I don't see the car, it's a beautiful day to be paddling around on Lake Mead. So I'm having a good time either way. Okay, Daryl says we're right on the exact spot where this submerged car is. But because the dang water's so murky, just can't find it. Okay, well, I did bring a GoPro with an underwater housing, thinking that I would, well, we were going to maybe stick it to the end of Daryl's paddle and shoot some footage of this car. Well, maybe we can do that and just blindly sort of look around. I know there's an app you're supposed to have on your phone to where you can actually see what the GoPro is shooting, but unfortunately I don't have that app installed and there's no signal out here for me to download it now. Daryl's not ready to give up, though. You know how men are. Daryl, do you feel like James Cameron looking for the Titanic?
The sea shall not give up her watery grave.
Well, that's okay. I mean, we're still out here. Let's enjoy the lake.
All right.
Well, you don't sound too excited about it.
I can do that. Well, you know.
Okay, well, since we're out here anyway, we might as well paddle around and enjoy some of the other sights this part of Lake Mead has to offer. So let's go check out some interesting rock formations. Wow, look at these cool rock mud formations. I don't know if it's rock or mud. Just beautiful. Wow, this is rock. Look how cool this is. All these layers. Ooh, look at that cave. Yikes. Wonder what lives in there. Golly, look at the size of that tumbleweed. Just hanging out on the edge of the lake. Man, this is super cool. I can't believe I've never kayaked on Lake Mead. Let's get up and personal with some of these formations. Look how cool this rock is. Super jaggedy. Good thing my kayak's made out of very sturdy plastic. Wow, very interesting. Well, you can see the bottom here. I wish the water was as clear over by where this car supposedly is. Okay, well, we've been floating around the lake, paddling around the lake, just jaw-jacking and enjoying this beautiful winter's, well, by now it's afternoon. Believe it or not, this is January 7th, y'all. It's real nice. I don't even have my jacket on. Really a nice day. Unfortunately, yeah, well, we didn't find the car. We came back to look one more time, but Daryll thinks that it's because the water level of the lake has gone up probably a couple feet, maybe more, since he found that car, and that was only 2 weeks ago. So it's a bummer for us that we couldn't find the car, but I guess it's a net positive that the lake has gone up so much. That being said, I'm going to come back here when the lake is low again, which You know, fingers crossed that doesn't happen. I mean, maybe we'll get even more rain and snow melt this winter and the lake will never drop back down again low enough to find this old car. But maybe it will. And I'll be back out here in a few months and I'll shoot it then. But since I'm out here at Lake Mead anyway, I am going to make one more stop before I wrap this video. Okay, Daryll, I guess that was sunken car 1, us 0.
Not a thing, not a car.
But that's okay because now we just have an excuse to come back and do it again. So no worries at all. And I personally already figured out, since I'm out here at Lake Mead anyway, I'm just going to go shoot something else. So no worries at all, Daryll. I still appreciate you.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Sorry I cut your head off.
That's all right.
That's what happens when you're taller than me. I might as well wash all the mud off my feet before I move on. Here at Rogers Warm Spring, really cool little warm spring right on the edge of Lake Mead. I've made videos here before. I'll put a link to it up here. Gorgeous waterfall. Water's not that hot, only about 85 degrees, but it does work to get the mud off. It's a shame though, there used to be a grove of palm trees all around this little hot spring pool, warm spring pool. And it was a really nice place to soak. But I guess they cut the palm trees down because they're a non-native species. I'm not sure what the thinking was. It looks like people had a campfire here and there's trash in the bushes. And oh well, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Okay, now that my feet are clean, let's move on to the other place I wanted to check out while I'm here at Lake Mead. Here's where that hot or warm waterfall is coming from. This awesome warm spring pond. It's very shallow, but it's very awesome. I did a whole video once where I was floating around in a floaty there. Really a nice place. Again, it's not really hot enough for a day like today, but in the summertime, and you might be able to see the source of the warm spring water is coming out of that weird, I'll zoom in. I think it's coming out of that thing. Not sure. I'll have to come back and investigate on another day. In fact, I'd love to come back here. You're not allowed to camp here, but you can camp just right across the road. And I'd like to go up there and explore what's in that cave. Okay, this is a place called Redstone. And as you can see, it's very aptly named because it's basically an area full of awesome red stones. And not just any red stones, all these really cool otherworldly formations. This is one of my favorite places anywhere in the area, but at Lake Mead certainly. And well, it's a place that I've been dozens and dozens and dozens of times because, well, as many of you may know, I used to work as a model. I know, ooh, shocker. This was a few years ago. But I was an artistic nude model, and so I would always come out here to do photo shoots. You know what I mean? Like the nude female form reclined on some of these angles or curled up into some of these little caves. You know the kind of pictures I'm talking about. Well, I used to come out here all the time because photographers would hire me and they would want to go to Valley of Fire State Park, which iconic, beautiful state park, similar to this, but maybe even a little bit redder and way bigger. And well, of course, every photographer wants to shoot art nudes there, but they don't allow that there. Matter of fact, if you watched the video I made about Valley of Fire, well, you might know all about how much trouble I got into out there once. So anytime people wanted to shoot art nudes at Valley of Fire, I would go, well, I know a place that's better than Valley of Fire, and I would take them here. And so I can't tell you how many hours, how many days, how many different photo shoots I did out here over the years because I worked as a model for, let's see, I started in 09, late 08, and I did it until 2017. So almost 10 years I worked as a model, and I did it full time. And my deal was for $500, you could hire me and I would come pick you up at your hotel. And then I would drive you around the desert to 3 different locations. And then I would get out and pose at each one. And then I would bring you back to your hotel at the end of an 8-hour day. So for 8 hours, $500, it was a pretty good deal. And it was a good deal for me too, because I got to spend most of my time out in this gorgeous natural scenery. And that's actually how I got into YouTubing in the first place. Is I was constantly out and about scouting for cool new places to do photos. And in the course of my scouting, I found all these cool old abandoned places, and well, the next thing you know, I started shooting videos of those places, and well, here we are today. But it's really cool to come back here to this Redstone, because I haven't been here in so many years, and I used to come here like a few times a week. I mean, here in the Vegas area, the Mojave Desert, well, you pretty much have decent weather most of the year, so I would work year round. And oh my gosh, yes, I did have people hire me at this time of year in January when I was freezing, shivering, standing naked on a rock holding up an American flag or something like that. And then, you know, there were times that I came here in the blazing depths of August and almost roasted. Matter of fact, one time I did a photo shoot out here in August, and we went to that little warm spring that I just washed my feet in. We went there as part of the shoot, and just kind of, well, 85-degree water feels real good when it's 117 out, which I think it was that day. Anyway, I have personally posed nude in many of these little caves, and it's funny because I, you know, instinctively just sort of walked to the area where I used to do a lot of posing. Matter of fact, this little nook here, I know I've done pictures in this nook, and I've done pictures in that nook. You know, you sort of lie down and mold your body into the rock and try to mimic the lines of the rock with the lines of your body. There's actually quite a bit that goes into artistic nude modeling. I know people go, oh, nude modeling, all you do is take off your clothes and get paid to be naked. It's not that easy. Take it from me. It's actually a lot of work. It's very physically demanding, and well, you got to bring virtual strangers, people that you've never met before, out to the middle of nowhere and then take your clothes off in front of them. You know, that could be very daunting for a lot of people. Matter of fact, I calculated once so I worked as a model for roughly 10 years, and I did an average of many photo shoots a week, whatever. I calculated it out, and I got undressed, got naked in front of about 500 different strange men. You know, they were almost exclusively men. I think one time, like a couple hired me, or a couple times a couple hired me, but it was almost always a man. And, well, you would go, gee, Wonderhussy, weren't you afraid for your safety? Well, no, I never was afraid for my safety, because you got to look at it, flip the script, look at it from the photographer's point of view. These guys, you know, these are amateur photographers. It's a hobby for them, but they're in Vegas for a trade show or business or whatever. And, you know, they want to do something fun on their day off. So they go and look up models in the area, and they find me on this modeling website. And there's my little commercial. I had a commercial for $500. I'll drive you around, blah, blah. Okay. So they email me, hey, I'd like to hire you. Well, they've never met me. I've never met them. They don't know who I am. They don't know that I'm a very moral, upstanding person. So I could just as easily have taken all 500 of these dudes out to the middle of nowhere where there's no cell signal and no one to hear you scream. And I could have had a whole posse out here waiting for them, or I myself could have hit them over the head, stolen all their expensive camera gear, and taken all the money out of their wallet. Well, lucky for them, I'm a nice person. So I never did anything like that. But lucky for me, they were all nice people too, and so none of them ever tried anything with me. Seriously, I mean, out of 500 people, you know, I had a few of them that tried to hit on me, you know, but what's the harm in that, you know? And then I had few of them that did, well, we'll just say inappropriate things in front of me, but never anything that I felt that I was threatened or in danger or anything like that. And matter of fact, I used to write a blog about my adventures as a model, and it's still up, actually. You can go read it. wonderhussey.com. Anytime something kind of weird happened to me on a shoot, I just looked at it as, oh, well, that'll be a good story for my blog. Anyway, I don't want to ramble on too long because, well, then this video will be like 3 hours long, and it's probably already long enough. And now that I think about it, I should probably make a whole video just showing all the different locations where I used to model and telling a few stories from those days because, well, like I said, I had some people do some interesting things on shoots, and it would be a very interesting video. But for now, I'm just gonna, well, I guess I'm gonna head back to my car and head back out to Death Valley because, yeah, the great Lake Mead 1930s car finding expedition was a bust. But I still enjoyed the opportunity to come back here to gorgeous Lake Mead, which isn't just a lake, it's a lot, even when it's rapidly shrinking.